She helped an old woman carry water and received a gift that would change her life forever. But when someone close to her betrayed that trust, everything went horribly wrong. Why did the stolen gold suddenly vanish? Why did the thief start running mad in the streets? Stay with me as we dive into this shocking story of kindness, greed, and supernatural justice. It was a scorching afternoon in the quiet part of the city. Sarah, a young woman with a kind face, walked alongside her friend Oscar, a sharp, ambitious young man. Sarah looked exhausted, her legs weak from their long journey. "Are you sure this place will give me a job?" Sarah asked, doubt creeping into her voice. Oscar smiled confidently. "Don't worry, I know the manager. Just follow me." Sarah nodded, clinging to hope. She had nothing left at home. This job was her last chance. As they turned a corner, they encountered an elderly woman walking slowly ahead. She was frail, her legs shaking as she carried a heavy bucket of water on her head. Sweat poured down her face as she struggled with the weight. "Please, my children," she called out in a tired voice. "Help me carry this. My body is weak." Sarah immediately slowed down, her heart going out to the struggling woman. Oscar grabbed Sarah's hand. "Let's go. We're already late. If we don't reach there on time, the manager will leave." But Sarah looked at the old woman's shaking legs. "She needs help," she said softly. Oscar's voice turned sharp. "Mama, we don't have time. Why did you carry this knowing you're too old?" Sarah turned to Oscar in shock. "How can you talk like that? She's an old woman who needs help." "This isn't our problem, Sarah," Oscar insisted, tapping his file impatiently. "If we miss the manager, don't blame me." But something in Sarah's heart told her this moment was bigger than any job. Sarah approached the old woman with a warm smile. "Mama, where do you live? I'll help you." The woman looked surprised. "You will help me?" "Yes, Mama, give me the bucket." As Sarah lifted the heavy bucket onto her own head, something strange happened. The blazing sun began hiding behind clouds. Even Oscar felt something shifting in the atmosphere. They walked to a small old house with cracked walls but clean surroundings and fresh flowers. Sarah carefully placed the bucket beside a short tree. "I'll be going now, Mama," Sarah said, but the old woman called her back. "My daughter, wait. Go to that corner and bring me the small native pot you'll find there." With trembling fingers, Sarah retrieved the pot and handed it over. The old woman slowly untied the red cloth covering the pot. Inside was something that made Sarah's eyes grow wide. A bar of gold, shining brilliantly. "You are kind," the woman said gently. "People like you are rare." She placed the gold in Sarah's hands. "Keep this for 7 days. Don't sell it yet. After 7 days you can sell it and use the money to build a better life." Sarah dropped to her knees in shock and gratitude. "Mama, thank you. I didn't expect anything. I only helped because it was right." The old woman touched her head gently. "Go, my daughter. Your kindness will open more doors for you." Sarah rushed to find Oscar, her heart full of joy. She found him at his house, but instead of sharing her excitement, he greeted her with a cold stare. "So you left me just like that, Sarah," he said harshly. "I thought you were serious about that job, but you threw it away to play hero." Sarah's smile faded, but she reached into her bag with shaking hands. "Oscar, just look at this." She slowly brought out the gleaming gold bar. Oscar's eyes widened, but his voice turned sharp and suspicious. "Where did you get this? Did you steal it?" "No," Sarah exclaimed. "The old woman gave it to me after I helped her. She told me it was a gift for my kindness, and to keep it for 7 days before selling." Oscar stared at the gold, then at Sarah's face. Slowly, a strange smile crossed his lips. Not happy, but calculating. something that made Sarah's heart beat faster with unease. After Sarah left, Oscar couldn't stop thinking, how can an old woman living in a broken house have gold? If she gave Sarah one piece, maybe she has more. For 3 days he waited on the street where they'd first encountered the old woman. Finally he saw her again, struggling with another bucket of water. He rushed to help. "Mama, please let me help you," he said, reaching for the bucket. The old woman studied his face carefully, as if trying to read his heart, then allowed him to carry the water. At her house, Oscar put on a performance. "Mama, I want to apologize for how I spoke before. My father is very sick. We have no money for medicine." He forced fake tears. "I didn't know where else to turn." The old woman looked at him for a long time, then asked, "Do I look like someone who has money?" When Oscar continued his act, she finally pointed behind the house. "Under the tree there's a small pot. Bring it to me." Oscar found the pot filled with multiple gold bars. His hands shook as greed overwhelmed him. Though he briefly considered taking everything, he restrained himself and took only one to show the woman. She gave him 1 gold bar with the same instructions: keep it safe for 7 days. But when he returned the pot, Oscar secretly stole 3 additional bars, hiding them in his shirt. "You didn't touch anything in the pot, right?" the old woman asked, looking directly at him. "No, Mama, I only put it back like you said," he lied. Days later, the old woman appeared at Sarah's doorstep. "Did you take my gold?" she asked. Sarah was shocked. "No, Mama, I would never do that." After the woman left, Sarah's mind raced. Oscar was the only other person who knew about the gold. Her heart sank as suspicion grew. Sarah confronted Oscar directly. "Did you take the old woman's gold?" "Are you crazy?" he shouted. "Why would you say that to me?" "Because she came asking, and you were the only other person who saw it." "Don't insult me!" Oscar stormed off, but his angry reaction only confirmed Sarah's fears. That evening, Oscar found the old woman waiting at his door. "Where is my gold?" she asked calmly. He continued lying, but she looked at him with piercing eyes. "If you took it, return it now. If you don't, be ready for what will happen." As she walked away, Oscar dismissed her threat. "She's just an old woman. She can't do anything." But that night he couldn't sleep. Days later, people saw Oscar wandering the streets barefoot, his clothes dirty and torn, hair wild, talking and laughing to himself. "Gold, I'm rich!" he shouted, throwing sand in the air. Children ran from him. Adults stared in shock. Is that not Oscar? What happened to him? When Sarah found him in this state, Oscar was completely mad, but in his madness he revealed the truth. "I took her gold, it was me," he sang, dancing in circles. "I told the pot to keep quiet, but the pot shouted." Sarah was devastated. Her friend had not only stolen, but had lied to her face. With the help of a stranger, Sarah brought the mad Oscar to the old woman's house. She fell to her knees, begging for help. "Please, Mama, he's the one who took your gold. He lied and now he's lost his mind. Please help him." The old woman looked at Oscar, then back at Sarah. "When my gold went missing, I gave him a chance. He chose to lie." But seeing Sarah's tears and genuine pleading, she relented. "If not for your good heart, I would not help him." The old woman placed her hand on Oscar's chest and struck it twice. He collapsed, then slowly awakened, his mind restored. When he asked about the stolen gold, a shocking truth was revealed. "The gold didn't belong to me," the old woman explained. "I was keeping it for a spirit. When you took it, the spirit reclaimed it. That's what drove you mad." She showed them the gold had mysteriously returned to her. Oscar, now understanding the gravity of his actions, begged forgiveness. The old woman reminded him, "Greed brought this upon you. Be content with what you have. To Sarah, she said, "Tomorrow makes 7 days. Go exchange your gold and use it well." It was meant for someone with a good heart. And so Sarah was rewarded not because she asked for it, but because of her kind heart. Oscar learned that stolen treasures bring only shame and madness. The lesson is clear. Always do good, even when no one is watching. Be content with what you have, for kindness opens doors that money cannot. What did you learn from this story? What part touched you the most? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be reading all of them. There's another very interesting story I'll upload in a few days, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. So, subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so you'll be the first to know when it drops. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next story. Stay kind, stay wise, and remain blessed.